thinking of ways to convert more people. What can we do? And which companies did you mention that are actually great examples of and we never got to develop was reward points. How can we make finance interesting? Can we say every time you make a transaction, we give you some points? We give you these points so that maybe at 1 month or something, all those monthly maintenance fee can then offset all of those maintenance fee or these transaction charges. And then those pretty much, we don't take transaction charge from you because you have a particular number of points. Does that encourage more transactions? These are ideas that me, myself, have pretty much always thought about. And funny enough, that was actually what got me hired, to be honest, really. That was because I remember I was having a conversation with someone last week and they mentioned something that I mentioned in the interview. And I was like, oh, how did you know about that? They were like, oh, after the interview, the head designer was actually mentioning it to them in their meeting. And that came up that I was talking about gamification and all. And funny enough, that's some of the things I've been charged to do at this new company. Finding ways to gamify something. Now, pretty much what the company I work for, Omaze, does is charity, give to charity. But then they now made it very exciting. Give to charity and stand a chance to win a £5 million home. That is what they do, pretty much. Every time they raise over £7 million, every single month. That tells you that a lot of people are willing to donate. But tying donation, again, I think a lot of our mindset back in Africa, back home is, oh, doing good should just be for doing good sake. There shouldn't be a reward tied to that, you understand? But what they are saying here is there can be rewards tied to actually doing good. Cancer research, homeless kids, education for low-income neighborhoods and things like that. All of these different charities. Come in, donate money. Put in money. There's this house we're advertising everywhere on TV, on wherever. That's pretty much what the company does. You donate. But how can we encourage you to donate more? What are the things that we are going to do to actually encourage you to donate more? And the funny thing is, it's not only just the house. There's something called flash draws where they will just say, oh, you just want to do a draw, surprise draw. And then they do the randomization of all the entries that people have and they pick one winner. Someone won a Lamborghini, I think, was it not 2 months ago or something. I don't know exactly, but I think I saw, again, it's not my place to disclose what they are giving away this month, but these are things that companies are doing. Because at the end of the day, they know that the profits that they are making is way more than how much is Porsche. Porsche knows you £400,000. But if you think about the amount of money that the company will raise, the percentage that is going to the charities are happy, the company is happy, the winners are happy. You understand? Think of it. Have you ever had 1xBet giving away car or house? They've never done that. The moment to start thinking around, oh wow, can we do things like this as 1xBet to get people to even donate more, right? To put money in, not even donate, but bet a little bit more. What if every time you bet, you get a certain number of points, but those points go towards you now being entered into a grand lottery to win a G-Wagon or something? Anybody will do anyway. So I go put 100 naira. Now think about 100 naira in about 10 million places. 10 million people in Nigeria. Let's even just say 10 million people just hoping for the chance to win this car or this house in phase 1 or in Abuja or whatever it is. Think about it. How much money that is? That is 1 billion naira. That's 1 billion naira. You can buy any house anywhere. You can even buy your house in Banana. I just say that's the house we're giving away. Maybe that'll be 500 million naira. You still make 500 million naira profit. So the moment you start thinking about the ways that you can find ways to incentivize people, everybody likes the chance to win a better life. And trust me, now money where person will work for now in the sweet pass. You understand? That's the sweetest type of money. That's the sweetest type of fund. And I'm sure you guys, everybody has experienced that before, enjoying somebody else's money. Especially all of us. We've been children once. When it was so easy when we were children, we have to eat pizza, we have to eat ice cream. Hey, we want new shoes, new socks. Understand? Daddy and mommy, they'll buy it for you. It's easy. Soft life. But now you have to work for the new shoe yourself. And that's the thing. So really, psychology plays a part in product design. Social engineering is part of the game as well. Understanding the environment. What goes on here? How do people around here think? How can we change some of these perceptions? What do we need to do to find out the ways these people think? How can we bring them to our side, even if they are not willing to buy now? How can we start encouraging them now, week on week? And then the more they see us everywhere, they start falling in love with us. And I'm sure you guys have probably experienced that before. Maybe you're just seeing an ad all the time. One day you're just, let me even check what this app is or what this product is or whatever it is. Maybe you're not even willing to buy anything that day, but you just, let me even check what this stuff is all about. And then you go in, before they've already trapped you. And then you buy something. I think that happens to at least, must have happened to everybody at least one way or the other. Things you never planned to buy, but then it happened to come, you come across those things. So that's really growth design. How do we bring people to come and then click the buttons that I want them to click? Yes, there are a lot of buttons, there are a lot of actions that people can take on every page. But what is that button that we want them to click? The most important button to any company is that buy now button. That button that says buy now. If you can click on buy now and then follow through to give us the credit card information and everything, and then you pay, we are happy. But then after you pay, how do we thank you? Can we give you some? There's something we call vanity metrics. It sounds just the way it sounds, vanity. It's just vain stuff, things that we just reward people with. You understand? Think about guys like AliExpress. The moment you land on that app, they'll give you like one spin the wheel something. You will spin the wheel. Oh, they are giving you $100 coupon. You'll be so excited. They'll now tell you, oh, that coupon is not on this particular purchase. It's after you've paid for this one, you now get the coupon. But when you come back to buy, they'll not add that coupon. So they are telling you, wait, buy first. We'll give you coupon later that you can now use to get discounts. That's the way it is. Product design, if you really come up with very, very great strategies, you will definitely build amazing products. Trust me. You'd always build amazing products. So they cannot buy them. We never get money to the buy original, but this one no too cost now. We just buy them. You understand? That's marketing. That is conversion. That is growth design. So let me just talk about an example of something I experienced. Let me join from my phone and then show you the screenshots I took. Because me, I'm learning from everything I see. Every app I have on my phone now, everything I see, I am taking screenshots of everything because it's a very important step for me personally. So let me go in to WhatsApp. Let me join the link from here. Then I'll share my phone screen just so that I can walk you guys through let me just go through okay. So let me share my screen from, all right, you should be able to see my phone screen now here. So this is pretty much it. I landed on the app and this was the first thing I saw. Oh, turn on alerts to stay in. Now, one of the things is if there's an app, you want to encourage people so that they enable notifications because that way you can retarget the people that already have your app by sending them push notifications. I'm sure you guys have some apps that send you notifications. There's this new product that is now added to the catalog list of things. This is one of the things. But see what they did here. Turn on alerts to stay in the know. They said shipping. Order shipping and customs, meaning you will know when your items that you order are coming and when they are near you. Second one is interaction, engagement, account permissions. And then the last one is discount, which now there they catch people pass. Everybody, especially women love discounts. Women love discount. Anything, 30 off, Black Friday sales. This wig is 50% off. They are doing buy one, get one free. You see women there. You understand? And again, most of us are like that as well. So discount is where they will catch you as well. Let us push notification for product promotions, events, and all of these things. Now, once you enable that, you eat the jackpot. Can you guys, I don't know if you guys are understanding what's going on here. This is social engineering. They are drilling your brain. 200 pounds. Jackpot. I was so excited. Then I went, okay, 2 coupons add. So they're now saying, oh, this jackpot plus 2 other coupons. Okay, let's go. And you can see how I came here to look for something else, but already I'm interacting and clicking on this one. This was not what I came here for. I came here for something else. But already the design has already taken me in another journey that I didn't even expect I was going to come into. So special gift to you, buy to get 200 pounds back. Exciting stuff. I was like, 200 pounds before Naira. Now 400 baby, that too. You get. So I went in, welcome gifts. They used graphical stuff to say this one. And then there was this something coupon. The thing was just flying inside the box. It's a screenshot, so we can understand what this means anyway. So the number was increasing until it got to 200. So pretty much they are just talking about that same 200 pounds that they gave me back, or that they're going to give me back. Now me, I was not reading all of these buy to get back. I was not reading that small text there. I'm excited. I go buy things for free. You understand? So when everything comes inside, it becomes this, and then just all they are doing is just flashing that 200 pounds in your face, and there's a lot of animation and everything. So it's delightful. Then they now said pick one and crack to grab 200 coupons, and I broke the egg. One, I missed it. But think about it. You would have thought if you miss one egg in the real world, the game don't over. Almost for a year, they don't allow me go. They give me the other egg. Now, think about the psychology of that. The psychology is you don't want people to have the association of losing anything. So, first try, yes, you missed. Second try is, we are giving you another egg. Boss, I cracked this one. Obviously, sure banker, you go get that 200 pounds. So I went in and then, bravo, the reward is yours. In the real world, nobody will give you to try the 2 eggs. It's either you try one and then you miss it and then that's the end of that. But here, the point is they want you to buy. So consider what they said. Buy 3 items to get this. Me, this is what was standing out to me. You understand? Then we go in. Oh, the reward now confirm. Me, my account. Now my name be that now, short thing. I want it. You get. Then let's continue. Newcomers rejoice and upgrade with us. Crack. And then they are telling me to come and crack some other eggs and some other things. I'm just like, this is just a long list of, but they're just taking me on different adventures. Then at one point, it became 300 pounds. I was one more. I know we all fool my house with a lot of clothes and stuff like that. And then they were showing me. Now, what they now did was they tied this into my browsing habits. So pretty much my habit typically is searching for very minimalistic things. Me, I have a very specific taste. I don't buy brands. So when it's Nike things, you don't really see me with anything that will have a logo on it. I don't do stuff like that. But I like things that look very clean, mostly maybe one color type thing. So one thing that they will do is they will target you with similar things that you browsed recently. Wait, boss, you were checking this bag out. You can actually add this bag to your cart. You understand? And get this coupon. So why don't you buy it now? So that you're getting the coupon for your next purchase. Now, me, I was not thinking of all of them. I was just thinking, if I pay now, everything could be on soft. So, and then I added one thing. Then they said I had 2 more items to add, and I added this lamp because I like lighting elements. Even though I'll not put them on, a lot of them are just very decor, the way they look in spaces. So anyway, so this was a golden lamp, but it's a figure of a character holding, just thinking. And there are different types of this one. There are like about 6 of them. So I thought I could add all 6. But apparently they only allowed me to add one anyway. So then I added that one, then they gave me another one, and yeah, there was just a lot of things. Now, for me, this is a lot. These are a lot of different steps to go through to claim this one thing. But what made this easy for the user to be able to go through from the beginning to the end, even though this is more than 20 different clicks? What do you think?
They made it seem like a game.
You understand? They gamified it. They made it seem a game. You are progressing through something. You are unlocking something. And they're giving you a chance to unlock something on top of that thing that you've unlocked already. And they're telling you, add this thing that you, because we know you like it already. They know that you used to check on these things and you've added them maybe to your wish list or something. So they're telling you add this thing to the cart, then you're adding all of those things. You understand? And they are still showing you that number, 300 pounds, 300 pounds. So all these steps, then I now got to the end. And I said, pay to get the 300 pound coupon. Now, yeah, I just cast for me, say, so I go pay this one. I know they pay. So I ran away. I didn't pay. It was 53 pounds or something I could pay. But for those items, I was like, nah, I don't think this is, because I know that if I go back to that app, they will still give me those coupons. That's just the thing. They will still give me more coupons. That's just it now. Let's watch. So let me go into my app. If I open Timu, oh yeah, 80% off. Tell me that you'll not be curious. Then see what they are doing. This is the app. This is the live app. Can see what they are doing. Every time you go to that app, there's always some giveaway, some coupon, some bundle, some discount. There's always something. You understand? It's a game. It's a plan. Hey, guy, don't worry. Don't buy. We go give you on the next listing. Then after you now buy, I have a feeling that you will now discover that to even use that coupon, you have to buy a minimum of something amount to be able to use that coupon. You understand? So, well, Sha, yeah, very interesting stuff. So let me tap to get now. Let's see what happens. And see, 200 pounds. Now you don't give me so. You can't shuffle the egg. Yeah, crack the egg. What's this? The same thing. What you find? 200 pounds. You understand? So I know, say, if I don't even buy them now, if I buy them next month or 3 months from now, I will still get 200 pounds coupon. You understand? But that is for us that we know the inner workings of this thing and we are studying and we are paying attention to it. The average person is not paying attention to this. I know I want to buy something. So if I'm getting a discount off of that thing, come on, why the hell not? You understand? And that's pretty much how it works. I closed it though. I didn't even press continue. I closed it and they're still offering me things. They don't want me to leave. But your boy said you must spend money. Oh yeah, pick one. Just leave me alone. This is a waste of my time. But I chose to go through the entire flow and all of that stuff. Let me just go back, please. It's enough. I'm not interested again. See problem now. So they are telling me, I need you must click this button. They're not even giving me a chance to breathe at all. See, can you imagine? This is too much. To me, this is a lot. But these guys are making sales. These guys are selling more than Amazon. These guys are selling way more than Amazon. If you go on Amazon, Amazon don't really care about all of this one. Amazon don't send you. See, you go Amazon now, very easy. See, I be this. Amazon, they sell you discount. They're the biggest in the world. They don't really think. People come here and find things. You can even come on Amazon and have your own store where you sell things, and then Amazon's drivers will come and pick stuff up. Just how somebody just delivered something to me just now. But if I go on somebody like AliExpress, because these guys are not only selling to a select number of people, these guys are selling. See AliExpress too. Very similar to what Timu was doing. It now makes you start thinking, say AliExpress and Timu, hope it's not the same people that own the same company. And after, but they are selling with 2 different names. Because sometimes I'll buy on AliExpress. Oh, I'll go and buy on Timu too. Oh, I'll buy on this one too. By the end of the day, you're probably buying from the same people as well. Finding ways to make products sticky. We find ways to make things sticky. Something like Duolingo. Now, our topic today is about mobile apps anyway. So let me go into Duolingo shortly. Duolingo, the gamification is just perfect. This is Duolingo. The animation is exquisite. These are all the stages I've passed. These are all the stages I've passed. I've passed so many stages. And then you are learning, but they are making learning fun. Then I can say, oh, play for those gems that I was telling you guys about. So that gem is what is at the top there. So I can use my gem to earn extra experience points. You understand? So, and then you can do multiple languages if you want to. Your French score is this of 27. You understand? So can you get better at it? So when you are seeing gauges like that, it start making you feel like, oh, I have to master this thing more. I have to be better at this thing. Or I have to do more days so that my streak doesn't break. Then it does something as well. It pairs it up with your friends and your contacts. So I could go into my profile and then I could see my friends that I'm having streaks with. So this is like my childhood best friend, Mark. You understand? We've been doing how many days so far now? Maybe 5 days or so. You see his own achievements. You can see your friend's achievements so that you can try to measure up or be better than your friend in those achievements type stuff. You see your friends, how many days your friend has 31 days of streak. So you can follow your friend, you can even go back and check your own achievements as well. So these are my own achievements personally on this Duolingo. So these are some of the things I've done. You get so XPs, all of these different things. Then these are the newest ones I got. So if I click on this, I will claim a reward for I earned cheerleader by congratulating other learners 50 times. So meaning they notified me to congratulate a friend and I just sent them a congratulations emoji. So I did it 50 times and then they rewarded me for doing it 50 times. So there's a reward for being social on the app. You understand? So if I claim the reward, 25 gems again, continue. Then I'll come here again. You end sleepwalker by completing 200 lessons after 10 p.m. You understand? So it is after 10 p.m. How many times have you now come to complete lessons? 200 times. And then claim reward. And then 100 gems again for that. Then this one too. So at the end of the day, those gems are adding up to something that will be useful. You understand? And I've never even used my gems at all. They're just there, not really doing anything really. So find ways to make products, should I say, more useful, more social, more engaging. You want people to engage with your app more. That is literally our job, to build something that keeps people coming back, coming back, coming back. I come back and use it. Come back and do this. Come back and do that. Come back. You understand? Currently, I think we already started something here, which is where I work now. Yeah, pretty much not a lot is being done, but there's a lot of work that I'm doing on the desk in the background right now, which the developers are going to work on as well. I can see it's about guide dogs, support people with sight loss, donate. Then they'll tell you which house are you winning. See the house that people are winning. You see it in a minute now. So this one is actually expiring today. This house draw, the winner should be announced next week. They always make a spectacle of it. It's always very, very big. So this is the thing. This place is, and then you win it along with £250,000 cash. Understand? See the entire thing, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. But anybody will like to stand a chance to win something like this. Because this is a house. See, it has all this beautiful, and then it's looking, this central London itself. See, everything comes decorated, dining room, kitchen, you can for free. And you can even sell it. They've said that you can sell it or you can rent it out if you want to turn it to an Airbnb and all of that stuff. So this ends in one day. But already the next one, they've already shown the next mansion that they're going to be giving away. This one in 15 days we end. Then there's a Porsche 911, which they'll be giving away to somebody else. The same person that wins the house doesn't win the Porsche. But how can we communicate it? Instead of just using this card, how can we do better? To then take this, make people know that these are the differences. If you enter early, now that this is the early days, if you enter early, you will get to stand a chance to win the 911. You understand? It's like gamification. This is literally what our job is. Finding ways to make apps better. Finding ways to make apps better. I can't really state that enough. That's pretty much really, really what our job is. So I just wanted to mention some things. That growth designer thing is very important. But also, something I've noticed these days is the way the industry works now. At least here in UK, as I've seen. Because me, I like to get my hands dirty. Anywhere I can volunteer, I will volunteer so that at least I can know how they used to work in those areas. I've done a little bit of volunteering for different people here. Just in the last 6 months I've been here. But one of the things is this. Your copy, the image, the text, the colors, all of those things are very, very important. Now, when I say copy means the words that we are using, meaning all of those lorem ipsum or dummy text that we are using now, we no longer do that anymore. So they respect designers that in their portfolio, if they go into your portfolio and they are seeing lorem ipsum or dummy text that does not belong in that design, automatically you are not getting an interview. Very, very important for you guys to know that now. People are looking deep into your designs, the things that you are doing that you are showing. So let me share my screen. Let me go into my own portfolio. Yeah. So go ahead. There's these habits that are formed lately. I don't know if it's an habit or if it's an obsession. Every interview I've done and I did not get the job, I had to go and find the person who got the job to check the person's portfolio. It's something that I've adopted so much lately. And I've seen a lot of their portfolios, very good looking portfolios. Just that maybe sometimes, maybe I had a tendency to ask for too much money in the interview, but coming from Nigeria now, I'm hungry. Family go chop,
So
right?
how do you find the person that got the job?
Oh, haba. Sure. Okay, so let me show you an example of one job. Let's go LinkedIn. Let me go inside my LinkedIn. One of the jobs was there was a company called Blink Parametric. Right. So this is the company. I'll go into the company itself. This is the person that got the job, but don't worry. Let me just go inside first. And I noticed something. These Asian people, they are getting these jobs, bro. They are getting these jobs like mad. So those Asian girls, they are getting these jobs like crazy. But anyway, so let me go inside jobs. Sorry, no, people, I mean. Now, one thing I'll look at is I knew because I went through 3 stages of interviews at this company. Imagine 3 stages and they're still actually they offered me, but I turned it down, sharp. But who was the person that they offered it to after me? This was the designer they had. She just graduated out of uni and there was a head of something. But apart from him, this is a new person that was never on this thing. Because me, I'm very familiar with who was on the team. So they only had 2 people. This girl who was the main designer, and then the main guy who was more like a director that was just telling them what to do and all of that. And then I come in here. Our portfolio was really good. I loved the website design was amazing. Let me close this so that you guys can see this. The way the cleanliness of the work, all of this, what's it called? This glass effect with this thing, I respected it. But funny enough, I have built systems like this before. I've done things in mobile apps, but even though it seems like she's very good at gamification, because it seems what she has done is design things around games. I think this is typically what she has done. Then she does a great job at showing numbers. You have to show numbers. Now, for those of you who have not done any real physical work, real design in the world, your portfolio is going to be around numbers of what you found out in your research. What I would just say is just I did research. You found this, you found that, you found that. Nobody will call you boss of the company or will go and check your file to be checking whether you did the research for real. Just lie. Me, I have the experience, so me, I did not need to lie. You understand? But I'll say you guys just lie. But lie within sense, lie with sense. You understand? It's very important to lie with sense. You have to ground it around what are the metrics of research that typically a recruiter would like to see, or is important for a recruiter to see. You need to think around those things. So see, she's giving, and then all of this is pretty much an empathy map. You can see all of these are just slides, are just personas, competitive analysis. These are the sketches that she did. This is what's it called? You're storyboarding. So storyboarding means you are sketching people and something like that, but you are sketching it to tell a story from one state to the other, to the other, to the other. That's typically what it is. This is all UX strategy. But remember, this class is mainly centered around UI. See, information architectures. This is just arrangement of screens. You come here, you go here, you go there. Now, information architecture is not the same as user flow. They are very different. User flow is about logical flow. This one is about how we just arrange pages. What pages should be there? What page should they reach first before they get to this one, before they get to that one, before they get to all of these other options? Is the architecture of the arrangement of information, meaning pages. How are they progressing? So it's very similar to user flow, but user flow just considers the logic, that decision where you will consider something. So are you currently logged in? Are you currently signed up? If yes, you are logged in, then go into the app. If no, then it will take you to a page whether you have to enter your login or password. But at that login or password page, another logic will come into place as well. Do you have an account for you to even log in? No, then go and sign up. Then you sign up. But again, on the login page as well, there's another logic that can come up. Do you even remember your password? If no, then reset your password. So that is user flow. A lot of different logics of how things can occur. This one is we don't care about the logic. These are all the pages that should be there, but this page should be here before this one, before that one, before that one. They are interrelated, but most times they either want to see one of the two. You should either have an information architecture or a user flow in your this thing. User flows are much more respected. People respect user flows a little bit more because it thinks about logic, and logic is a lot of our job as well. You have to consider scenarios where things might occur this way or that way or that way. So yeah, pretty much all of these things. These are just very simple things. And then she's showing wireframes, all those sketches. You guys remember. So please, before you design, sketch so that you can show sketch in your design. Let me share this link with you guys. So that's the link to that. All of this, UI and UI, more UI. You understand? And then somebody said something, I absolutely love it. You self put quotes, put somebody's name there. Don't just put one, or maybe somebody that doesn't have to be me. Don't put me. Don't even put me at all. Put somebody that's kind of respected in the tech industry, not a very big name, but at least make sure you put that person at least. Don't just formulate some formulation. This is just like a recording of a screen. They just recorded it and then put it on Canva. If you take a recording to Canva, you can turn it to a GIF for free. And you just put it on your website. This one is just like a mock-up. You can see the thing is even looking very, you can know that they actually put it inside the screen. This is not actually in the device. You understand? If you inspect it carefully, you will see that. But nobody cares. See, nice car. You understand? Screen in the back. I've designed stuff like this. These were the things I was designing back in 2019 with one company. But anyway, this person got the job. Let's see this person's CV. CV should be linkable from your website. You'll be able to see your CV. So, and it's just a Google Drive. Simple. Freelance designer. That's what this person has been doing all their life. Digital marketing intent. So obviously for that money, very, very, very much they will take that job. Because it's been a freelance since 2020 till now, not really working full time. And before that, graphic design, digital marketing. So I think this is definitely going to be their first main job in the company. You understand? Apart from freelancing. So you guys as well, you can have your own freelancing in your CV. You understand? Have your freelancing in your CV. The freelancings that you've done, they are very important. But remember, your CV should always have bullet points, at least 3 bullet points, very, very simple bullet points that just talks about the things that you did, but show some numbers. So numbers of something. Understand? Very, very important stuff. Your name should be very bold at the top. Don't use serif fonts. Use sans serif fonts. Very, very simple. Designers should be using sans serif fonts. I don't know why you be a designer and you're still using serif fonts. I don't know why. Serif fonts are very old school and it doesn't convey minimalism. You understand? I see skills, Figma, FigJam, Webflow, this one, all of GitHub, all this thing. How can somebody tell me that skills is GitHub? Skills is not GitHub. GitHub is just a place where you host. But again, who cares about that? This person is being hired as a designer. GitHub doesn't matter to what they do. You understand what I mean? So this is a professional designer at work. And I would say this would definitely be our first main job at Blink Parametric. Very good, very amazing company I might add as well. So those are the things that typically I used to check out. There was a company that gave me breakfast. I've forgotten their name. I think I've not checked Flow Desk. Again, I don't think I checked them because we only had one interview. Then there was a job that gave me breakfast after 3 rounds as well. But they said they were going to move me to the UK. That they were going to move me to Bangkok. That's where their headquarters is. They were going to move me to Bangkok and I was going to be working there. And then when it now became salary conversation. So they're like, how much are you looking for? I was like, £100,000. And they were like, is that before tax or after tax? I'm like, that one is before tax. And they were like, Bangkok is very cheap. And this thing, you will not be spending much. I don't know, say the salary not going to even reach this thing out. Okay, maybe around 40 or 50K. But me, I'm not going to do 40 or 50K with all these years of experience. You understand? Again, sometimes you have to just give yourself to say, this is what I want to, this is what I want to do. You understand? This is what I want. And that's what you want, then that's what you want. And then you settle for it. I was trying to get a remote job, but remote jobs, yeah. The interview now, voila. The interview stages. Let me go back and let me check. This is a designer at Flow Desk. I interviewed for this last year, I think the second week after I got to the UK. I was not even ready for interviews. I was just thinking, I'll just talk. I used to talk in Nigeria now. It did not work out. But this person started in 2023. But let's check Flow Desk's page. There are people. So you can filter down for people. Then you can then say you want to filter down for, let me see. Let's go deep. Then I can then show more. So I'm looking for design, people in design. So I can filter down into design, show me people who are designers in the company. So anybody who got the job around that October, November, December period is going to be the person that I will assume got the job. You understand? So this person, let's see, how many years have we been there? This is October. This is the person that got the job. Last year. So this is the person that got the job. You understand? So again, I cannot see any portfolio this thing, but oh yeah, their websites are here. See portfolio. And then you can check it out. So if you do any interviews, you really want to know who got the job, see portfolio. This one, you know, even through Boss Prime, but there's a concept behind it. Me, I don't understand the concepts, but it seems you can swipe left and right. But nobody would have known that that is what this is. These are very nice images. To be honest, these are very, very nice looking images. And then she has worked for Bulgaria. I was telling somebody that the reason why some people don't get jobs is not necessarily because of your skills. Sometimes it's because the other people you are competing against, they've done jobs in maybe Gucci, maybe they've worked for things like Meta or Google as an intern, or maybe Instagram. You get what I mean? So again, the reason why you don't get jobs is not really because of, it's the people you are just competing against for that particular job. That's why I always advise people apply for more jobs than, apply for more than just one at a time. Tailor your CV to each job. It's very, very important. Now, see this. She did not even say much. Just let's even see what she did. It's just a smartwatch design. And I don't even think she even made this mock-up. This is a design that probably from one of their various, what's it called, ad. And this is it. This is pretty much all she needed to show. The brand already speaks for itself. You understand? So nobody would doubt whether she did the job or she knows how to do the job or not. You get? Clearly, she has worked for guys like that. And then if you go down her CV, she worked for WeTransfer, very, very big company. You can see things like IED Barcelona. I don't even know a bunch of these companies. But there's a lot of experience there. You understand? More interesting stuff. So, yeah, again, so I always tell people, interview is not really about you. Most times it's about what they are looking for. And then if they say budget for a job is 50K, and somebody comes and says, I want to take this 50K to work for you people, who are they to pick somebody that has not worked for any big brands? Because working for a big brand means you, and it's not just for 1 year or maybe for just a few months, you work there for years. Working for a big brand for years means they respected you so much and you were delivering consistently. That means when you come to them as well, you'll be able to deliver something great as well. And one thing I've also noticed as well is actually getting great jobs. Trust me, there's something about a woman's eye for design. Women have a very specific eye for making things very, very aesthetically pleasing. Men, we are very logical. Not saying women are not logical, but men, we can be very logical. So men are more, I think I'll say most men are more logic driven. So things, all of those gamification type stuff, the flow of the gamification, I would suspect probably would have been done by maybe guys and ladies as well. But the beauty of it itself, making it look beautiful and pop and attractive, is definitely going to be a woman thing. I'm not saying men can't do it, but I'm just saying aesthetically, women have that eyes to be able to pick things that are very nice. For those of you who are probably married or have girlfriends or fiancés or whatever, once typically you will see when you buy something, you understand, people will not really complain. But once your wife buys something for you, is that's a very nice shirt. That's a very nice, understand, because they know exactly how to pick something that works, that works out as well. But everybody can definitely do it. But naturally, at least women have the eyes for that. Now, I was getting some questions in my DMs. I would like to maybe respond to some of those quickly before we get into some of the other things. We've already spent 1 hour talking and going through, a bunch of stuff. And the only thing is my own portfolio is just basic stuff. I've worked for real brands, but nobody say, I go inside here now, this pay for me. there's a lot of text in my own portfolio, but a lot of diagrams as well. It's very important to be able to show that diagram work. Understand? Funny enough, there was something I did. It wasn't not this animation. So this one was actually done in Canva. I used to do this. Funny enough, I just found the template, added some things in there for my designs. Before it became just this, I did it in less than 10 minutes. There was a part I added to my design. This is the part I added to my design at the last minute. And I actually went into the company's list of people, the product designers there. And I looked at the things that are in their own portfolio. So I saw this and I was like, I have to do this as well. I must do something like this so that they can see that I actually have a real file that I've worked on. And let me just come in. And this is kind of like a brand I'm working on. Typically, as a designer, you should be working from mood boards. Mood board can always inspire your color palette, how clean you want your designs to be, the colors you want to use, how you want to present. If you want something to have a specific feel, you should always work off of ideas. One of the best places to get images like this to inspire your design would be Pinterest. Pinterest is my favorite place to go. And funny enough, my mother was the one that actually put me on Pinterest because we've had a lot of these nice interior stuff, all of that stuff. And so if you all things design, I will encourage you to have the Pinterest app, sign up in there, look for inspiration. Look for inspiration. If I build this app, if this app gets shown, would I love this design if it's on like a billboard where people are walking by? If they're having events, or if we have something on the wall, if our logo is on the wall in an office, what does that look like? Start thinking outside of the box. So me personally, one of the biggest, I just like to think outside of the box. Now, if I'm looking for icons, but wait, I know you will say I set on iconify and all of that. I'll just say emojis. No emoji. So let's just go back to icon set list. I'll say emoji. Now I have a bunch of emojis here. Now I'll scroll all the way down. There's a lot of icons here. There are no colored icons per se. So let's say smiley. I have to try different keywords because I might find what I'm looking for. I never can tell. Okay, so let me just go back to the list of all icons and I'll scroll all the way down here. So there's something called icon sets. They come in like packs. So these are some with colors. This is UNJS. See this, and they never show up in that list. You understand? So they can be there, but they are not showing up in the list where you probably think they will be. So if I go inside this note, this one has 3,000 icons. You see emoji everywhere. You understand? This plugin has almost everything you are looking for. The problem is the search term you are searching for might not just be the right way to find it. You understand? So if I want this one now, I'll grab it and drop it. So let me just close this. If I zoom in, obviously the icon is in because I'm very zoomed out. If I want it bigger, I can just expand it. It doesn't have any background at all. And the good thing is I can even change the color. I can even rotate the eyes. You understand? This is an SVG. You can modify this anyhow you want to. You can make the teeth black if you want to. You understand? You can modify and manipulate this icon itself. You understand? So if you are looking for icons, Iconify is still the best place to go. But if you are in doubt, if you want something more 3D, just come into community. So just explore community. In community, I'll just search for emojis. I'm not going to be searching for long terms that are too complicated. You have to keep your search terms very simple. This is not Google. Just say emojis. You see free packs. You will see a lot of free packs there. One of the best ones, one of my favorites is Microsoft Fluent emoji. I loved Microsoft 3D emojis. Very clean, nice. I've used them before. Some of them even have animated versions in some other libraries where you can find them. Love emoji. Free 90 packs of emojis. Pick them if you want to use them. They will not come with background. They will be PNGs. PNGs are backgroundless images. The subject itself is what is in there, but the background is just pretty much anywhere you place it on, it will fit perfectly. Understand? So if I go inside the face set, see all the icons you have here. See them. Very nice looking icons. Yeah, so browse. Understand? I always tell people, explore properly, search the right way. Don't search for long confusing terms. If you search something very weird, you will not find results because people don't name it that same way. This is not Google. Google is the only place where you can search for something and then you probably find it because Google has a whole algorithm. This one, it's people like you and I that create these things. So we will not be putting of all of those things that you are using. You understand? See, Valentine emoji, see flower. Understand? Design something nice for mom, send it to them. Who knows? But that one is up to you guys. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Any other questions from the assignments we'll be doing lately as well? Any other questions?
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Go ahead.
Sir, you said you would show us how to put our designs on phone mockups. That's the
Oh yeah. So that one is a very interesting one. Now, me, I have a particular one I paid for the entire year. I'll show you the paid one. A lot of it is on my website. A lot of those mockups on my website. But then I'll show you some of the free ones that you can use as well. Which design should I go into? Okay, let me just go into. I'm tired of looking at pay for me all the time. So let me find something else. Okay, let me go into Chef Spice. But anyway, yeah, so let's just say this is the app. I want to put it in the phone mockup. Now, I'll load the plugin. Now, the plugin I use that I paid for is called Mockup plugin. That's pretty much the name. Mockup plugin. This is paid. I paid for the entire year because if you want to do big things, you have to spend some money. Understand? Because now I'm beginning to now see the use of paid, how can I put it? I realized that Figma's AI is not that good on education platform or the free Figma, but Figma's AI is very, very good on the paid version. The company one opened my eyes to that. I've been considering paying for Figma, but I'm not going to do it because, please, there's only so much money you can be spending every day. So if I come to this search here, I'll be able to find different mockups, and they just added these new ones. I have access to every single thing. Here, I'll just select this. Now, I want to place a phone screen inside. Oh yeah, click on plus. I'll just say, let's put this one there. This one, it will load it. A lot of the plugins are pretty much select the page you want to show up and then just do what you need to do. So let's wait for that to load. Pretty much this is the screen. Yes, I've confirmed, crop it. Bam, that's it inside the phone. It feels it was really in that person's phone. And let's paste somewhere. And then this is the image. I can export it, submit it anywhere, whatever. Understand? This is it. Now, there's the more high resolution one where I can change the background. If I go to 600 here, let me delete that one. Okay, so I'll just paste this 600 one, paste. It will be very large, high definition, right? This 8K definition image because of the size. See the size compared to that first one, you understand? Then here, I can then go in, can take the guy's hand and hide it if I want to, you understand? I can change the background and add any image I want to the background or whatever. You understand? So there's so much you can do with this guy. I can decide and say, oh, this same phone screen, I want to put it in a mock-up that looks like there's like a folded clothes thing. It looks real. You understand? Like a real showcase. I could just go in and just say, let's just put this other page. This other page we put there. Let's put this one. So I just select plus. No, don't crop that one. I want it to select the right page, this one. Add it, crop it. Now it looks it's actually in there. And then I can do the same 600 paste. Very easy plugins. Mockup plugins are some of the easiest ones. Just that this one, there are some free, there's free ones in this plugin. There's free ones. But some of these ones that I'm using here, you see that the mockup is. The more paid it is, you understand? So find ones are the paid ones. The free ones are basic mockups that you can just use anywhere. See how detailed the material of the clothes is. That's one thing I love about this plugin. You get so yeah, just delete that. So yeah, so this is one. There are a lot. You can do laptops, you can do MacBooks, you can do bags, shirts, almost anything. You can do that. Now there's another one I love as well. Now they are beginning to go into a paid model. It's called Vectory 3D. Before, they used to be inside Figma. I could create mock-up of t-shirts, mock-up of almost anything. I just place a logo on it, and I'll rotate it and spin it and export it anyhow I wanted. Now, they want us to now go outside of Figma. But let's even open this one. You can open the main template in there and you can rotate it if you want to and place your logos on it. So if you really look into this, what's it called, down here, you'll be able to see, I mean, these are colors of the background. You want it to be transparent or not. If you want to add a mock-up in there, so let me just pick something. I don't even think. You can zoom in and zoom out however you want. They've just made it kind of, they just messed this plugin. This plugin is one of the best plugins I've actually ever used back then. There's one called Clay Mockups. Clay Mockups 3D. This one, you love it. The only thing is just that the phones don't look real phones. They look like clay phones. So you can rotate it however you want. You understand? You can rotate it, can change the color of the phone to pink or purple. Pink is my favorite color, by the way. Then we can go down to maybe like black, you understand? But it doesn't look like a real iPhone, at least a modern iPhone. You understand? But at least it still gives you some iPhone 10 vibes, you understand? So it's still very cool. You can use this as well. And you can change from iPhone 11. You can say you want to see it in an iPad. This is the iPad. You can rotate the iPad however you want. You can try a browser as well. But this doesn't look like it makes any sense, you understand? But this one is generally free. They're not asking you to pay for anything for this one. So these are some of the free things that you can always do. And if you just want to save it as an image, just say save image. And now you have the image here after you put your screen on it. It's so easy to put a screen on it. So let me just click. Let me add a screen to it so that you guys can see it. Let me move this up and let me just pick the screen I want. Select this. So load it and then to put it inside. So the screen is there, everything is all good. And I can rotate it however I want. I want this to be black. Let me just select black and then black screen. So these are some plugins that you can use to get some of those things. If you just want to get the image, just say save image, save as image, and then you have it. But where is the main screen I asked for? See, the plugin is glitchy. But me, generally, this is the one I use. I advise you guys to use this. The free part as well has a lot of nice things in there. I can filter down by categories. I can see maybe other types of mockups. I can do multiple screens, mockup of multiple screens in one image. You understand? You can even take your design and then make it look like paper. It's folded. So if you design like a long desktop, you can put it in and then it will make it look folded paper. Very nice plugin. Cost some money, but at least it's useful. It was really useful this week. It was very, very useful. So I'm beginning to see maybe the benefits in paid things. See this one now. I'm sure you guys are, when I was showing you guys my portfolio, you guys probably saw some things. I just added my screen inside and I just put it on my website and that was the end of it. So any other questions about anything? See this one now, we brick. It looks like a real advert. You understand? I can just pick, let me just put one screen there. Let me put this one. And maybe you can put text unbreakable or something. I don't know, Sha. I'm just whining, but yeah, I just paste it. The design is already there. See my phone and my design. It looks like it's really, really, really there. You understand? See how detailed and clean this is. See the definition. Bruh. Don't worry, the more you guys design, the more you guys will start understand why I freak out when I see very clear, clean designs that are very crisp. So let's open this up and let's go deep dive into it. Okay, so now this is, again, I don't know if I showed you guys this before, but this is also one of my startups as well that I'm building with a team of engineers. At the end of the day, one person cannot build everything. One person will design. It will take about 7 people to code it. But this one was the work of, funny enough, actually my students actually were the people that actually worked with me on completing this design. And you can see how extensive everything is. Now, you have what we started with in this design, to be honest, was desktop design, was actually what we did first. But then later, we need to have the mobile version of it. Now, it's not so easy to shrink something down and turn it to mobile. This, you understand? It's not so easy to do that. You understand? It's not the easiest thing to do. So one of the things is Even though the width of some things are like fill, org, and whatever, we did not follow that convention here. What we did was, as we had to start making changes, we then started making those changes in real time. So what that means is, as we were, after we designed, because first thing we did was we designed desktop first. Because what this platform is a school management system. Any schools could get all their student records here, teachers' information here, grade, should I say assignments, and then record all of those data here. And automatically at the end of every session, term, or whatever it is, it will send emails, WhatsApp messages to the parents of their children's performances, report cards, and all of that stuff. That's pretty much what this is. Now, what we built at first was thinking, oh, from teachers that have laptops, or because it's supposed to be a laptop type software. Now, but our target audience is not the, should I say, the bougie people, private school and all of that. Yeah, private school people also need systems, which is fine. But we want to build sophisticated systems for public schools. That's what we want to do. That's our own personal, let's say, agenda to this particular product. So since this is what we are trying to do, we know in public schools, there's not enough funds to get laptops, to get all of this and get all of that. Therefore, we have to consider certain nuances where this also, as much as it works well on desktop, it must look and work well as well on mobile. So all we just did was say something like this now. Something like this where we had this. And let me just show you how we can convert anything to mobile without even have to be doing the fill thing. Now, this we did not use the fill method here. Because again, there was no time to be teaching people how to be doing fill and all of that. So now, if I want to turn this to mobile, all I just have to do is understand that mobile, I have to pick any mobile screen. So typically, I always choose the iPhone 13 mini. That's what I always work with. And I add an auto layout to it. And typically from the site, I'll do a 16. From the top, this is not a mobile app. This is a mobile design. You understand? So I'm not doing all that top and bottom crap, zero. I'm not doing that. So I always know at the top, there's always going to be an hamburger menu and just the logo. Now, what I had already done was to identify that desktop navigation bar becomes this. It will just become this. Understand? Even though how much anyway, she trash, but she didn't help me to complete the editing this thing. So I'll just copy this and I'll just bring it in here. Now, the problem with auto layouts is auto layouts that are applied to this page, we turn them into a up-down arrangement. So what do you guys think I should do here to make them align side by side?
Auto layout both of them and change the orientation to the side.
Yeah, I'll just take these two auto layouts side by side. Now they are side by side, but I want them to really fill this thing up. So I'll just take this, I'll do a center align. Then I want to make sure that these guys are centered. But one thing I'm going to do is I'll make them auto space. I want this to fill the width. Now, this fills the width. You can see there's a gap here. I want this to touch the width completely. So therefore, I'll just manually change the number. I know that the width of my phone is 375. Sorry, please, though. I don't know. Somebody's mic is giving us echo. You can just mute. Yeah, so I know that we need that with 375. I just select this and just manually give it 375. Now, 375. These guys are on each, but I want to now have that padding. So padding 16. You guys already know everything about auto layout anyway. Now, typically my nav bar at the top, I'll give you a nice standard size of 80. Now, this 80 is a very good number, but then these guys are on opposite sides. I want this one to be at the middle, somewhere here. So all I'll just do is Control D this guy and I'll send it here. Now this one is at the center. All I'll just do here is understand that this is 40 by 40. So I'll create a new frame. So I'll just do 40 by 40 white so that it just blends the background. Select Control X. I'll just paste to replace, Control Shift R. Now I have exactly the same thing that we have here. Because there's no way in hell where I will shrink this and it's going to turn into this. There's no way in hell. I have to design this on its own. You understand? That's typically how it works. So now that I have that, next thing is help and support center. I'll just copy everything, come here, paste it. See how big it is. I want this one to now fill the container. Then I'll go inside again, press enter. I want whatever is inside as well to fill container. I'll go inside again. Whatever is inside again should fill container. Even though I'm not seeing things, I'm able to make a lot of assumptions. But I'll just unclip things so that I can see everything outside. So this one outside too. This one, fill the container. This one too, I want it to fill container. The text as well, okay. Interesting. Then this second heading as well, I want it to fill my container. You start seeing some very funny looking, what's it called? Now, this text, I don't have this font on my laptop right now. So I'm just going to, okay, I don't want to replace on the whole page. Now, you see how it's just getting to go down. Now, the problem is there are some paddings inside. This 144 is a crazy padding. Why? 0. See, it has adjusted. If I go down deep again, any other paddings that inside anything. Now, there's no way that I will shrink a desktop down. I will change the size of my font. So I have to change that size myself. I just want this to detach and I will just reduce the size and also just make the line height auto. Now I have an auto, this thing here. It might be too big. So I might just reduce the size as well. 16. I want this to pretty much just be, and the height as well should just be auto also. Now, these ones now that they are side by side, how do I want them to be aligned? So I also have to now think, are these guys too big? Because they have to be tabs as well. So it seems they're probably too big. Therefore, these guys, I'll change the size of them instead of 45, because we did like 5 pixel grids. I'll just do 50. No, not 15. 15 is too small. Just say 20. Automatically, but you can see inside here, it was frames that they use. They never use auto layouts. Understand? See, now that I'm diving inside these things, now I'm discovering that my student don't big baggy. Anyway, so let's just add this one as well to that. Let me just convert everything to auto layouts myself. So this one, auto layouts. This one is the picture. This one is the button. All right, and this last one, take this auto layouts, everything out there, auto layouts. So with everything that we have, anything that doesn't belong there just be taken out. So all of this long text, all of these things that are looking very big, any big text will just be turned into very small text. But you see, there's a lot of gap between these guys now that we have reduced the size of the icon. So all I just have to just do, let's see, tab lists. I don't even think I even need the groups outside of that, but because of the line that was used to separate them. Anyway, so this one now, I'll not do auto again. I'll just say 16. And then this one too, I'll say 16 gap. And we're going to change size of the text to something like 14. These guys will definitely get smaller. Also, there's something that you can actually do as well in when you are doing design. Sometimes there are certain things that will show up on desktop web that don't need to show up necessarily on mobile. So some things can be disabled. We call it disabled states. So some things can actually just be disabled, for the sake of the mobile this thing. But anyway, this one now, I'll just say I want this to have, now this one is an auto layout that is spanning the entire width. I'll just select the entire space. And I think I have too many auto layouts here. It's annoying. So I'll just say everything here. I want it to be left aligned. Another auto layout there. All right. So I want everything left aligned. Now, if I do left aligned, these guys will left aligned. But I just want this one to be centered. So I'll just do fill for it. And then it's going to be there. This one too is fine. And I think these guys can then scroll in, but I have to reduce the distance between them. Understand? And then this one, I can just add that stroke myself by doing a stroke. And where's that color? Well, there's a lot of color styles in this file. Now I have a stroke that doesn't really have to be a line that was drawn inside. Understand? And then all of these guys, I'll just make them og.
Then this one switch to org. So by the time you start fixing all of these problems, you start seeing that you can actually have a really realistic looking this thing. Just 16 again. Or let's do 8. And then everybody should be center aligned like that. Understand? Yeah, and pretty much this could be it. So everything, I can just say, let's preview it in mobile. And pretty much I'm already converting what I have here to a mobile view. So far, it's beginning to take shape. Now, another question is there a lot of gap here? Yes, there's a lot of gap. 16 might be too much. 8 is fine. As now it has saved so much space, and we have so much space at the bottom. Now, all of this one is the easiest. Control C. I just paste it inside. Once I have this, I just want this to what? Fill the container. That's adjusted. This one is too big. Obviously, I have to change it manually. Text is something you change manually. It will never really change automatically by itself. So just change text size. Let's just say something like same. Let's just keep the height auto. Those are the adjustments that you have to make over and over. Is this gap too much? Yes, it's too much. Make it 8. Is this text too big? Yes, it's too big. I'll take it down to about 14. Right, this one too, I want it to fill and be inside the container. The icon, is it too big? Yeah, it's fine. The icon is fine. For this one, let me see. The 20 might be too much. It looks too big for mobile. I'll probably go down to about 12. Yeah, it looks nice. That's pretty much it. I check mobile now. Everything that is there is also here. See, all I'll just do is paste them inside as well. And then we'll just do fill container. Easiest one yet, you understand? Then we'll just do org, and then everything is inside. Arrange top to bottom. If I want to do two arrangements, all I'll just do is select everything inside, and I want their width to adjust. Therefore, I'll reduce this padding inside to about, let's say, 12. And then I'll not do org anymore. I'll have to manually cut down their width. So I could do 278 divided by 2. But then you can see it's just messing things up, boy. Or you just have to manually go inside one by one. But then you will now notice that by the time you start doing that, your cards will now be looking very long and weird. Understand? So if I go inside, I start adjusting things. But you can see there are a lot of frames in there, which is why I always advise that people should just be using auto layouts. So now I'll have to manually adjust these guys. So I'll have to manually adjust these guys because there are no auto layouts already in here. Again. So for me personally, for better readability and accessibility, I'll keep things like this. This would be the best way to do it. But the only thing would just be that I would select everything and allow them to fill by width. I want this to be top to bottom and go inside, fill width. Because of the alignment. Once I view it, see, everything has its own card, and then you can read. And the reason why this big version is better is because it's not our job to be saving space. Our job is to make sure information that people need to find, they find it easily. If YouTube can say on mobile, their videos is 11111, who am I to be forcing card that just text to then be doing them two side by side? You understand? So it's not our job to save space. Our job is to make sure people find the things that they need to find. So over here, then I need to control distance a little bit. So I'll just pick the entire frame. I could just open the gap up a little bit. But again, I want this one to not be as wide as everything. Let me just control that first, go back. Then I'll just take these ones as a separate auto layout. And I could even add the padding at the top so that we have space between that. And then the gap between them as well, I could increase it more. Now I have a very good looking mobile view. Understand? Very simple, up, down, wherever. And I think, does my hamburger menu work? Yeah, it does, but nah, this is not a very good hamburger menu. Wait, the fuck? Sorry, give me a minute. I don't think I expected this thing, or did I not? Okay, it's okay. I did not set it up well, that's why. Okay, I get. All right, well, that's pretty much taking a desktop view and turning it mobile. The only thing is just that if you are taking an existing design that was not auto layouted, I would advise you to first go inside, turn everything to auto layout first. then start turning it to mobile. You'll see that you enjoy it way more. You saw the challenges I faced because some things here, you see here, they are just frames. I understand. My students, they take small shortcuts to places you get, but I don't blame them. I was forcing them to really work very fast. So yeah. Any other questions? All right. So today, mainly, all I've been talking about has been mobile. Talking about growth design, designing for growth, designing for conversion. Now, the main thing is there's a very big difference between mobile app and mobile web. I hope you guys already know that. There's a very big difference. Can anybody tell me what are the biggest differences that you have noticed in mobile web and mobile app design? And I don't mean function. I don't mean oh, we can only access, we can install mobile apps. No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, visually, what are the things that you have seen that look very different? Navigation systems are very different. Now, in mobile apps, you will notice something. In most mobile apps, you will not be seeing things like hamburger menus. Hamburger menus are a thing of the past. Some apps still do it, but that is old, archaic method. Even the company I currently work for, funny enough, their app still has a hamburger menu. Which is something I'm actually changing this week. People, they are very, very meticulous. The way they plan updates, I love it so much. I'm all for it. Even if finally, when I build my own companies, this is going to be the method I'll be working with because it's just very efficient. There's somebody to check everything, somebody to verify everything before it goes live. It's amazing. Anyway, so hamburger menus are a thing of the past. And when I say hamburger menus, this is what I mean. Let me go on LinkedIn. I don't know if it will look a bit different in mobile. Let me come to this browser here. Let me go somewhere. Okay, let me go to this Omaze's website. Let's go on YouTube. Let's go on Spotify. We have that, but let's just do an experiment with that. Now, these are the desktop views of these websites. Even here, they have hamburgers, you understand? But if I go mobile and have a simulator installed, it's just like a Google Chrome extension, just a mobile simulator. So to allow you to see what websites will look like if they were in mobile. So see the hamburger menu thing. Let's come here. Let's do a simulator for mobile YouTube. You see? So there are no hamburger menus per se, but what they are trying to tell us is they have a lot of things collapsed inside of here. An hamburger menu was not really a very conspicuous hamburger menu in that one icon in there. So everything that was on the side now gets collapsed behind this one thing. Let's do an experiment with that. They have the hamburger menu as well. You can see login, sign up. Everything is all in there, collapsed into that, should I say that, what's it called? That menu right there. Now, on the other side of this as well, there are also other websites that we can check. Can anybody give me an example of a website to go to? I'm finding it hard to think fast here. Let me go to Mobbing. Let's go to Mobbing.
Behance.
Okay, Behance too. Okay, let's just go Behance. I remember a friend of mine used to call it Beyonce. I'm like, oh, don't be only Beyonce, not Beyonce. Anyway, so let's go mobile as well. You see, it's a standard thing to turn the entire navigation at the top. You collapse everything behind something called a hamburger menu. Now, can anybody guess why is it called an hamburger menu?
Because it's stacked on top of each other.
Yeah, so just like three different things. That's pretty much how it is. Here too, everything is laid out bare. But the moment I go mobile, oh, actually, they try their best to avoid the hamburger menu. They just put the three main things and then the search at the top, so that they broke it into two lines. I like this idea as well. So most people are trying to run away from that hamburger menu because it's very archaic and old. People don't do hamburger menus as much anymore, except on web. So mobile apps typically have those bottom navigations. Those navigations where the icons are at the bottom. If you go on your WhatsApp, you see those icons there. Updates, calls, community, chats, settings. If you go on your Instagram, you see the icons there. Add, reels, profile, everything is in there. Any app you go to, you will always see those bottom navigations. That is typical app behavior or typical app, what's it called? How can I put it? Typical app navigation and mental model. That's how we are used to navigating apps. You understand? Those icons are at the bottom, and we know the key places that we should be going to. Their icons are at that bottom space. Which other apps can you guys think of that doesn't have those? Even Gmail. Gmail has two icons at the bottom. Understand? This is the two places you can go to. Either you want to start a new Google Meet or you want to send an email. You understand? Even though Gmail has hamburger menu, but Gmail honestly has so many actions. The hamburger menu might actually be a very necessary thing for them. LinkedIn has those icons at the bottom. Home, my network, post, notification, jobs. Understand? And I will advise you guys, LinkedIn should be the app you open the most. You will see so many things. You would learn, so not learn, but at least it's be intimidated and then be inspired at the same time. You see people that are getting jobs. They will tell you how they got a job of £200,000, $200,000 within 6 months of learning product design. It doesn't happen for everybody, but at least it happened for somebody. Yes, it will be intimidating a little bit, but also you'll be inspired. Myself, this thing can happen for me as well. Me, I go to LinkedIn these days more than I go to WhatsApp because it's fun to just see what people in the professional setting are actually doing. Tumblr, I don't even have the app. I don't even know what Tumblr is used for. I know it's a very old app, but so what does Tumblr do really? I beg.
It's social media it's another social media, something like Twitter, that's sharp, but more for intellectuals, writers, and creatives. It's just one small community.
Oh, there are too many apps. There are so many apps. That's just my own thing personally, right? But yeah, you see, all of these apps, they have all of these things. You understand? So now mobiles. Also, you notice that on mobile apps, you don't have footers. We don't have footers on mobile apps. In mobile design, we don't do footers. There are no footers. The page is the page, right? This is mobile web, so it's not the same. So this is mobile web. But mobile app, we don't have footers like this. You understand? That's another thing. So anything, all of these socials will typically be nested in the page where you go to read about the app. But again, if you notice in most apps, to even find where to read about the app is very hard. Also, one thing you should also learn about apps is they don't want you to log out, because logging out of an app is not a very common thing. When was the last time you went to actively log out of any app that was on your phone? Can anybody remember the last time you went to any app to log out? I don't think anybody really logs out of apps. If I don't like the app, I'll just delete it rather than log out. So logging out is typically an hidden action. It's not put in front of everybody who log out, and you understand, it's never done that way. So your logout is typically hidden. Also, all of those legal agreements and all of that stuff, all of those things are typically hidden. What we want you to do with the app is what the app does. We want you to come in. These 5 or 4 icons at the bottom, we want you to go to those pages and do things on those pages. That is what we want you to do. The most important things that you use that to do should always be at that navigation at the bottom. Those 4 icons at the bottom. That's very important stuff. One of the other things as well I always think about when I think of mobile is, in mobile, we don't rely on any browser navigation to click on back button. When you are designing for mobile apps, you must design the back button to be able to go back. You want your users to say, oh, I went from this page to this new page, but then I should be able to go back to the page I came from. Now, what is the logic behind how those navigations typically work in relation to those back buttons? Now, to explain, let me use, which app can I use? There's a certain level where you would navigate into an app where those bottom menu, the navigation at the bottom of your screen, when in a mobile app, those bottom menus will actually disappear. There's a stage you will get to. Now, one of the considerations to know when to not show those bottom things is, let's say it's an e-commerce app where they buy things. If you notice, the moment you start going deep into the app, so let's say on the home page, those icons are there at the bottom. But then you click on something. If you notice, by the time you click on something, that navigation bar either disappears and then a back icon will then show up at the top area. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. The more you go deeper into an app, So think about it this way. Let's say, okay, let me just open. And again, I'll share my phone screen as well so that we can go through real apps. I want you guys to learn how these things work. But let's look at this. This is an app that pretty much follows all of those same principles. This is what we call the navigation. Navigation at the bottom. Now, this is not really a page. What this does is it activates a bottom sheet drawer. This stuff that comes up is what we call the bottom sheet. It comes from the bottom and goes up. Now, anyone that is in desktop that comes from the side is called the side sheet drawer. But side sheets and bottom sheets are the things that are very, very important. Also, we call them modals as well. Modals are like pop-ups. So we just call them modals. Bottom sheet drawers are typically modals, but also there are also modals that pop up in the middle of your page as well. So we call all of them modals generally, but the type of modal that comes out from the bottom is called the bottom sheet. And the best times to use that is when you don't want to load something with too many information. So like here now, this app has so many features. But instead of now populating everything with icon, can we just have one that is more? You click on more. All of those other features are now nested inside of the bottom sheet drawer that pops up from that. Very simple stuff. So that's the idea of the bottom sheet drawer, to be able to just do simple things like that and keep things moving. You understand? So it doesn't, and again, the good thing about bottom sheet drawers is you don't load a new page that will load the bottom sheet drawer. It doesn't load, it doesn't need any load time. Click on it, it just shows you the menu of what you need. You click, and then you are in where you want to go to. So bottom sheet drawers save time. They save time of loading a new page and all that. Also, bottom sheet drawers are not done on web. They are done typically in native operating systems. They do it in web these days. They found ways to also have bottom sheet drawers in web, but it's more common in mobile applications. Now, one of the things that if you notice this app, your profile is not at the bottom, but the profile is at the top here. Once you click, then you have a page where your profile is. So things like log out, see, we had to put sign out here because fintech, the industry regulation is crazy over there. So if you want to read more about the app settings, all of that stuff, all of these ones, there are some times where certain things within your app should just take people to web. So if people want to read about the app, if they click on it, just take them to the website. That's why certain things here are not linked. Blogs and resources, nobody wants to have blogs in an app. Go and read it on our websites. Once you click on it, to open your browser, and then you go and see it on your website. So we do things like this in app to save memory, to reduce the size of the app. Because if all those blogs are inside your app, when you install an app, the app will probably be around 200 megabytes, 300 megabytes, to be too big. You understand? So best thing is something should be on the web so that when they tap on it, they can go in there. Things like app settings is pretty much standard. You can do all of those changes within the application itself. But anything we are reading, more information, we want to rate the app, you can do app reviews. As you can see, these are the ones I actually used here. Understand? And then I submitted, and then whatever. So what I'm just saying is bottom sheet drawers, you should know when to use them because they help you save time. I want you guys to read a little bit more on those things. Also, for apps where you don't want to have too many icons at the bottom, because again, for some reason, it might be that it's the CEO's preference to not have those things, because you cannot argue with a CEO of a company. Otherwise, they'll find another person to collect your job. So I don't like they argue, go do the job that you do the company. All right. So anyway, so the point is you have to understand when to use what. You understand? Certain things should be in the app. Certain things don't have to be in the app. Reading all the legal terms and agreements and all of that stuff does not necessarily have to be in the app, except when compliance, it might be in an industry where compliance says it must be in the app. Something like the gambling industry, it must be in the app. Gambling industry, it must always be in the app. You understand? Finance, it must be in the app as well. So that's why when you come here now, you can see, oh, live chat, reach out to support, phone call, send us an email, all of these fancy little things. You can always see different things. Reach us on Facebook. This one is taking you outside. Now, this is how we've used these elements to then say all of these things are taking you out of the app. This is taking you out. That is what these icons are saying. And that is why these ones are not linked at all. Understand? Certain things have their own places. Do we have to load a new page or just use a bottom sheet drawer to load the account details? You understand? Little things like that. If I want to see my reward points, this was the reward points I designed earlier. They have not done anything about it, but I think they'll do something about it soon, hopefully. Credit cards. I want to see my card details. This is loading new pages. You understand? I'm reading more about the card, adding it to my blah, 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 wherever it is that I want to do. So all of these designs, I'm seeing an account. Can I just see the details rather than load an entirely new page? Personally, I like to save as much time as possible when it comes to navigation. You want people to be able to go forward, go back. But watch, if I'm here and I go to payments, you see that this thing, the action here disappeared. Did you notice? The navigation here disappears. Whenever this guy disappears, there must always be a back button to take you back. You understand? So whenever this guy disappears, there must always be back buttons to then take you back. But also, there's something called levels, should I say levels of the journey. So let's say I come in and I go into send. This is just a bottom sheet, and I come in here. This is still here. It's fine. Because the reason why this is there is, I don't want to send again. I just want to go home straight. Home. I'm home. End. Now, the moment I start going deeper inside of these journeys, now I've gone a few journeys in, that has disappeared because it's no longer necessary. This is the point where you are buying. We don't want to distract you with showing you home icon or more icon. No, we want you to go ahead and buy. So the point is, let us not put things in front of you that will distract you. Go ahead along the journey, press the money, you understand? Send the money to somewhere and then continue, just send it, because we know we'll collect our own charges. When you go back home, you'll be encountering that navigation again. So you should know, so typically it's 2 journeys in, 2 journeys inward. So when I say 2 journeys in, it means on this home page, I go into a page probably called maybe this community, and then I go deeper into that. But let's say I go in, payments. Let's say it's still showing in payments. But the thing is, the reason why it's not here is we don't want to distract you to take you back home. Maybe you want to make a payment. Pick one now. So let us not show you that you can go back home. Let us allow you to believe that these are the key things you can click on. Then you say you want to pay visa fee. No, voila. Which country do you want to pay to? Select, continue. And then we are telling you, you can use these things to pay this thing. You understand? So this is selling services in subtle ways. You understand? There's a lot of strategy with mobile apps. Some of these things are also possible in web, but in websites, you're not going to be doing it. You're not going to be having this back icon here that is taking you back because your browser has a back icon. This is something we call the FAB. Can anybody guess what FAB means? It's called floating action button. These are action buttons that just float. You understand? You can be scrolling on the entire page and that thing will just be floating in that same spot. So FAB is just floating action buttons that allow you to either get help quickly, or if I'm in the payments page as well, it's pretty much the same get help. It's the same thing. It's typically the get help or the chat with support is typically what we put in FABs, you understand? So that's the FABs. So pretty much the differences between mobile and desktop are subtle because the line is blurring a little bit, but there are certain navigation. Navigation is what you will really use to know when you see a design that, this is not mobile, this thing. Also, when we are designing for desktop, for web, mobile, we will not put the battery bar. We will not consider that. We don't care about all of that. What we are designing for is just the design. The page is what we are designing for. We don't care about all the battery icon because we are designing for web, not native. Native means it is native to the operating system of the device that it's on. So meaning what you are seeing is for the iOS build because it was sent to the Apple Store, or what's it called, App Store, whatever it's called. You downloaded the app because it follows the Apple's interface guideline. You understand? It needs to follow that guideline. So the reason why it's working on your phone is because it works with the operating system. It's not a browser-based, did I say, software. But the browser-based one, you can have one design. It will show the same thing on Android. It will show the same thing on iOS. You understand? But again, one thing about mobile apps, again, is you can do designs that look very different. WhatsApp looks different on Android and it looks different on iOS. There's a subtle difference in there. They did a different build, even though they have the same code base and the database and everything is connected together. But at the end of the day, the way it looks is unique to them. So you can do some unique things. Oh, in iOS, I want to try this out. In Android, let's try this, you understand? And one of the apps that typically have floating action buttons, one of the platforms that has like floating action buttons is typically what's it called? Android. On iOS, you don't see a lot of floating action buttons. But with the rise of multiple companies building their own apps, we've been allowed to break the rules. You can break the rules if you want to, right? There's nobody that's saying that you cannot do this or do that. You're allowed to do everything. But the thing is just that as long as those things you are doing is not distracting your users from the main thing you want them to do, you can fire on. Very, very important. So those are some of the key things I wanted to talk to you guys about mobile apps, between web, mobile. There's a very big difference between them. And typically as well, don't let your app be too scrollable. Except maybe it's like a social media app where I'm reading a lot of tweets or I'm watching a lot of videos. That one is allowed. I'm watching a lot of pictures and posts. That's allowed. That's not even a problem at all. But the moment I'm building something very simple, don't let us have too many things that I'm scrolling to go and look at. Let me be able to tap a button, read what I need to read, and take the action I need to take as soon as I need to take those actions. You get. Funny enough, this product I'm building is supposed to do that. On what's it called? Well, after you log in, this is what we have. That's what we have broken that rule as well. We want it to feel like an app. I want to have those things in there where you can scroll, see all of this information that you want to see and all of that stuff. So it's pretty much any man's game. Really, as long as it's useful, you can. But the moment you are going very deep, you have to have, for web now, I will not be considering doing back actions. I don't need to do back, you understand, in web. But when it's a mobile app, because I know the browser, I can just press back on the browser and then it takes me back. So why am I doing back really on web? Then what's the logic of it? It might confuse the engineers a little bit more. By doing back, where should it take them exactly to, even though some actions cannot be undoable. So if you are saying you want to take something back, but a browser will understand that you're just taking me back to a refreshed version of that page or something. But again, there are a lot of things that your engineers can do. They can break the rules. You guys can decide to work on that logic specifically, and then it looks good as well. So it's not really a problem. You guys have already learned product design. You understand? All we are just doing now is just adding the extra Jara on top. Because without those understandings, you might actually go into the industry or go into the market blind.